Hello, everyone. It's Sally here from the Centre Wellington Chamber of Commerce, and joining me today is Ron McKinnon, Executive Director of the Community Resource Centre. Ron, welcome. Thanks for joining me.
Sally, thanks for inviting me on. It's great.
So let's jump right to it. Ron, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you guys are and what you do, where we've seen you out and about within the community?
Okay, great. Yeah, the Community Resource Center has been around since 1986, and our main role today still is to try to fill the gaps of missing programs in our community. And so today we have four main program areas. One is the childcare program we offer at J.D. Hogarth School, James McQueen School, and St. Joseph School. And there we provide a educational and nurturing environment for children while their parents are out at work. In a nutshell, that's what that program is. Our early on program looks like a child care program, but it's got a lot more adults in it because the parents and caregivers are part of the programming. And so while children are there, we're helping parents to help their children to grow and develop to meet their full potential. But because the parents are in the activities, they can continue some of those activities at home. As well, our staff can demonstrate parenting behaviors and things like that as well. So people can watch them model those as things go on. The third program has got two parts to it. It's our outreach and support program. It works with people in the community who are struggling with some of the day-to-day activities, some of the things that come up. I won't lie, a lot of them are finance related. And, during COVID, that's obviously hitting a lot of people. But we're able to help people navigate the social service system. So we know the other agencies, not-for-profits and professional that are out there, and we're able to get people connected to those. But we also have our own programs where we're able to help people. So if someone's fallen behind in their rent, we're able to help. Let me think, utilities is another thing. So we're able to help that out and keep people housed so that they're safe and their children are safe too. Along with that program, we have a transportation program. So it's changed quite a bit during COVID, but we have a number of fabulous volunteers who will drive people to important appointments that they need to go to. So we've taken people to the food bank, medical appointments, Ontario Works appointments, and Ontario Disability appointments as well. Most of them are within Wellington County, but sometimes we have strayed as far as Sick Children's Hospital to take a mom and a young boy there for, unfortunately, he ended up having to have surgery. They kept him there when we got him there, but yeah, so we try to consider ourselves a community benefit organization. And so we just try to help the community become a better place to live.
I love that. Well, thank you so much. What a good summary. You're certainly extremely busy. How has, elephant in the room, how has COVID impacted your operations?
Well, in one sense, we were very lucky because we long ago gave up our offices and started to work from home. So when that became necessary during COVID, we were 80 to 90% of the way there. We needed to buy a few more computers, et cetera, to get people set up. But other than that, we were ready to go. And we thought we knew, you think you know everything, and COVID's going to end about 2 weeks after March break.
Absolutely. See you in 2 weeks.
And of course, here we are. We're still in it. So yeah, immediately our childcare program had to close, obviously, because that simply couldn't carry on. We don't want the children to be in danger. And our childcare staff were laid off. But the board decided that, since the vision of the Community Resource Center is that every person in the community has a chance to succeed, they decided that when the staff were on EI at the time, and it changed to CERB, that we would dip into the reserves of the Community Resource Center and top up the wage for those staff so that they wouldn't find themselves in a state where they couldn't pay bills and things like that. So that's the first thing that happened. Early on, that was a little bit easier, not for the children and staff, but they were able to offer programs like we're doing right now online. They started with activities for children to keep them busy, and then soon found that the more time that parents spent with children, the more concerns they had, then the more questions they had. And so now we have a real balance of children's activities and programming for parents to try to help them understand what's going on. And so when people have a question about, you know, eating, and my child is eating too much, they're not eating enough, we have dietitians that are happy to come on and speak to a group of parents about what's going on with children, etc. So that's good. Our outreach and support, they have not had as a difficult time, but in recent months, they are finding a lot more clients coming to us because they've lost their jobs or they've been laid off. One would have thought this would have happened early in COVID, but no, it took a lot of time, not in COVID, sorry, in the pandemic, but it took a lot of time for it to raise its head. And so now they are just very busy helping people with back payments to make sure they can stay housed, but also working with our partners and also the County of Wellington to get rent paid and things like that for them. So, but they did discover some new things. When children were having to do their schoolwork online, the internet became much more important. And so we have a program called Stay Connected, where we're able to help families with internet payments so that they can stay on and their children can continue to learn. We've even helped some families increase the level of their internet, if you will. Excuse me, I'm not techie. So maybe increase their bandwidth would be the proper thing to say, because there's more people at home that are using the internet. So we've been helping people stay connected that way, but also we've been able to provide people, low-income people, with phone cards so that they can stay connected not only with family and friends, but it makes it easier for them to reach out to agencies like ours when they need some help. Their phone card is still active and they're able to do that. And, you know, groups like the Centre Wellington Foundation have been fabulous with that. So we have been working closely with them, and when we find a need, we can make an application for some funds, and they've helped out with a number of things. Another one they help with is store to door. So we do have some people that find it difficult to get out to a grocery store. Maybe they're not able to afford delivery. So we have volunteers who will go and do the shopping for them.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So lots of adaptations, but lots of programming that was still able to happen, and, you know, fairly adjusted but seamlessly, it sounds like. And
absolutely, a little of both.
Yeah, and some new needs, which we are certainly pleased you're there to address, right? When you start to think of, if you weren't there, what would that have looked like through this? So what does 2021 look like for you guys then? What's coming down the pipeline?
Well, we anticipate that we are going to have to continue to be flexible in not only the way that we offer our programs, but also in what programs are required by the community. So we are definitely trying to keep ourselves well connected with other agencies. When there's opportunities for agencies to get together and talk about what they're seeing in the community, we make sure that we're at the table, and so that we can respond to needs as quickly and as readily as possible. We are looking at having a fundraising campaign this year. It's the first time we've ever tried this. But with all the extra demands and things on the community, it's really stretching our outreach staffing to their limits. They can only address so many things at one time, even though they have the tools to address them. It's hard to keep in touch with all of the different people that are reaching out to them. So we want to be able to respond to the need in the community. And so we're having a campaign that's going to help us do that, not only in outreach, but in early on and our childcare program as well. Combined with that campaign, we're hoping to have Chili Fest. We did cancel it in February because it was just very inappropriate to have it that time. And it may be inappropriate to have it in April too, but we have targeted April 9th as our date. So we have our fingers crossed, and we hope to be able to kick off our campaign with Chili Fest.
And would that be sort of with, obviously, COVID protocols in place? Are you looking for, you know, are we doing drive-through Chili Fest, or, you know, how Talk to me about how I'm going to eat my chili in April.
Oh, absolutely. Well, of course, in the making of the chili, we follow all public health guidelines for preparing food, but also we will include their guidelines for COVID as well. So we will not be having that fun eat-in meeting that we have. I know it's disappointing. A lot of people just look forward to that as an event in the community, not necessarily as a fundraiser for the Community Resource Center, but they're happy to go because they can see people they haven't seen for a while. So we won't be able to have that element, but we will be really pushing the delivery, which we already do. And, you know, people shouldn't think, oh, I'm just going to order one meal. That's not a holdback. We're happy to deliver one meal. Every single person is important to us, but we will also have a drive-through that we do very safely. So we can handle cash, but we will also have somebody there with the little square device, and you can do the touchless tap and pay for your meal that way too. One new thing we're adding to Chili Fest this year is something called the Chiligram. So we know that our seniors in the community are feeling quite isolated out there, and so we want to be able to give people a chance that you can purchase a meal for yourself and also purchase a Chiligram. But even if you don't want chili yourself, but you want to send a Chiligram to our seniors, we're working with the Center of Excellence for Seniors in the north of Wellington, but also our own senior center in Center Wellington. They're providing the names of people who would like to have a chili meal sent to them. We're combining that with some artwork from our children from the two children's programs we have, and also an inspirational message for those seniors. So we're hoping to brighten their day with those.
What a great idea.
Oh, thank you.
Well, I definitely am, you know, saving the date and fingers crossed for April 9th for that. Sounds amazing.
That's
so
right.
my last question, Ron, we always like to ask people this. What is your chamber success story or a chamber success story that you could share with us?
Oh, well, we've been chamber members for, well, as long as I've been with the Community Resource Center, and the different resources that are available there are very valuable. We've used the list of other agencies and companies that are involved when we're doing different things. So that's been great. We've attended educational events. We've been the speaker at educational events. But I think the thing that we're proudest of are the two awards that we have, the Awards of Excellence that you do every year.
Yep.
Over the time that I've been with the Community Resource Center, we've received at least two. I want to say three, but that might be bragging too much, but at least two of them. And we're very proud to receive those. And yeah, that's a real badge of honor, I think, to have one of those. We're pleased to have at least two of them.
Absolutely. And we love to see the plates displayed, and they're so, I don't know, they just always look so great when people have them on display. And I will take this opportunity to share with you, but also other people watching, that we are in the process of fine-tuning our gala substitute plan. So we'll save the date for the week of June 14th, and we're going virtual-ish. All of that info is at cwchamber.ca/events. So thank you, Ron, for bringing that up. Otherwise, I would have forgot to mention it. And congratulations on the two, maybe three. I'm going to look that up when we get done here. But thank you so much for joining me today, and, you know, sharing what things have looked like over the past year for you guys and what things are looking like for 2021 and all the amazing things you do in our community.
Sally, it's been my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Amazing. Thank you.